Some disappearances happen in silence. Others leave behind a trail of questions. But few are as deeply entangled in tragedy as the true story of Sneha Anne Philip, a young doctor who vanished on the eve of September 11th and was never seen again. This is the true story of Sneha Anne Philip. Sneha was born in India in 1969 and raised in upstate New York. She was the daughter of Indian immigrants who held high expectations: education, achievement, respect. Sneha embraced those values, but she also carved her own path. She was outspoken, fiercely independent, and never afraid to question authority. Qualities that both impressed and challenged those around her. Her childhood was filled with books, science, and deep family ties, but also with pressure to succeed. She graduated from Johns Hopkins University with honors, then pursued medicine in Chicago. There she met Ron Lieberman, gentle, thoughtful, and steady. The two balanced each other. After completing medical school, they moved to New York City and married in 2000. They found an apartment in Battery Park City, a peaceful neighborhood just steps away from the World Trade Center. Sneha started her residency at St. Vincent's Hospital. She thrived professionally, but the demands of the ER took a toll. Long hours, emotional trauma, pressure to be perfect. Outside of work, she sought release. Nights out with friends, long conversations over drinks, spontaneous laughter to counterbalance the weight of what she saw each day. Her marriage to Ron was loving but sometimes strained. She was fiery and free-spirited. He was quiet and more structured. They fought sometimes, about time, about priorities, about misunderstandings, but at the core, they were a team. Then came a turning point. Sneha reported a co-worker for inappropriate touching, a groping incident she said happened at a social gathering. Instead of support, she was met with suspicion. She was accused of making a false report and charged with a misdemeanor. It was devastating, not just legally, but emotionally, to be dismissed like that. To be seen not as a professional, but as a problem. On September 10th, 2001, Sneha had a hearing about the case. It was brief and unproductive. Afterwards, she emailed Ron and said she'd be out for errands. Security footage later showed her shopping at Century 21, across from the Twin Towers. She bought clothes and home items, mundane, ordinary things. She looked calm, normal, and that was the last confirmed sighting of her. Ron came home to an empty apartment, but that wasn't unusual. Sneha sometimes stayed with friends after long days. He left the light on, went to bed. The next morning was September 11th. At 8:46 a.m., the first plane hit. Ron looked out the window and saw the North Tower burning. Then the second plane, smoke, fire, screams. He tried to call Sneha. No answer. He ran outside, desperate for answers, hoping to see her. He didn't. As the towers collapsed, so did his certainty. He searched everywhere: hospitals, shelters, police precincts. He posted flyers. He called every friend. He contacted her family. But Sneha was gone. In those early days after September 11th, the city was overwhelmed. Thousands missing, dust-covered faces, bulletin boards filled with pleas. Have you seen? In that chaos, it was easy for someone, even someone with a name, a photo, a life, to go unseen. Ron filed a missing person report. He insisted Sneha had likely seen the disaster and rushed to help. She was a doctor. It would have been instinct. She may have run into the towers, into the smoke, and never come out. But the police took a different angle. They dug into her personal life. They highlighted arguments with her family. They questioned her drinking, her late nights, her emotional stress. They suggested she might have chosen to disappear, or worse. They removed her from the official list of victims. For her loved ones, it was another loss. They argued that Sneha had bought home goods the night before. She had plans for the week. She had just begun decorating her apartment. She had reasons to come home. Years passed. Ron kept searching. He kept fighting. He believed with every part of himself that she was not unstable, not reckless, but brave. In 2008, a judge agreed. Sneha Anne Philip was officially recognized as a victim of the September 11th attacks. Her name was engraved into the stone at Ground Zero. But even with that, the questions remain. Where did she go after the store? Did she meet someone? Did she stop somewhere else? Was she caught in the collapse or lost in a moment we'll never fully understand? Some believe she may have been the victim of an unrelated crime that night. Others still cling to the theory that she ran to help and died doing what she was born to do. And a few whisper darker ideas, that she may have chosen to disappear forever. But none of those theories are backed by evidence. There are no phone records, no bank activity, no sightings, just silence. And that's what makes this story so haunting. In a tragedy that took nearly 3,000 lives, some disappearances still remain invisible. Sneha's name is now carved in stone, but the truth of her final hours is carved only in memory. Ron still lives in New York. He visits the memorial. He touches her name. He says he still feels her near, that when the wind blows across the river, it carries her voice. To him, she's not a mystery. She's not a statistic. She's the woman he loved, the one who never came home. What do you believe happened to Sneha Anne Philip? Was she a hero lost in the chaos, or the victim of something more hidden? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoy true mysteries like this one, subscribe for more, because sometimes the most chilling stories are the ones that really happened.